Hello everyone, this is Leroy Oscar Tanner, Programming and Technology Services Librarian for the New Ulm Public Library, here to bring you another tutorial about our wonderful digital resources. Today we'll be taking a tour of the library's catalog available on desktop computers. And here we are at the library's homepage. Again, you can reach the library's homepage by typing in newulmlibrary.org into your URL bar at the top of the screen. To reach the library's catalog, there are two ways. First, there's this embedded search bar, and so you can search for an author, a title, a genre, a type of item like a book or DVD, and it'll jump into the catalog that way. And secondly, this will take you to the library catalog homepage, so let's go ahead and click there. It opens in a new tab in your browser. And here you see the home page for the library's catalog. There's a search bar here. I can open up advanced search, which we're going to take a look at in a minute. Down here, I can look at the links from the New Ulm Public Library. I can log into my account. The login button is also up here. I can also jump over to our ebook collection through Overdrive, our eBooks Minnesota Biblioboard collection, and other databases and opportunities there. So let's go ahead and use the search function. We'll start by typing in mysteries, and as you can see, it begins offering suggestions as you type. So let's go ahead and click mysteries. Now in the tutorial for the mobile version of the catalog, we decided to narrow this down with audiobooks and so forth, and you'll notice there's a lot going on the page. First of all, it tells me how many results were returned. Secondly, available on the left, already visible, are all these different ways to refine our search. We can focus on things that are just at the library right now. So of these 4,044 items, only 3,818 are not checked out. Let's go ahead and narrow this down to items at the library. And you notice it goes down. And let's say we just let's take a look at large print mysteries. Narrows it down to 270. Found in, if it was a subject, 85 if it was in the title, which means the books aren't necessarily about mysteries, but the word was used in the title. We can limit things to just the New Ulm Library. If I click on more and I scroll down, check the box for New Ulm, and you notice there are 26. We're going to click apply. Okay, now it's still giving us a few more there. For each of the entries in the list here, you can see it gives me the title, which is clickable, which will open the items record, tell us a lot more about it. An author, it's large print, so what type of item? So if it was a book, it'd say just a regular print book, or if it said DVD or Blu-ray, that would be right there. When it was published, and right here this tells us it's available for checkout right now. Now if I was logged into my account, which I can do right here, I could then click request it and it would put it on hold for me. Simple as that. We're going to take a look at doing that in a future tutorial. There are also some other actions down here. First is the add to cart. Now your book cart, which is listed here if you're logged in, is for items that look interesting to you, but you're not necessarily wanting to check out right at this moment. And so there's something you want to come back to. Maybe it says right here that it's checked out and not available. And so you add it to your cart for something to look for. You're not in any hurry. Here you can email, and if I click on that, you can send it to someone to say, hey, check this out, to give them something to read. Or maybe they were looking for a particular TV series season. You can send them a link to the item in the catalog this way. Export to RefWorks and export to EndNote are for citations in research. So if you wanted to utilize a book, probably nonfiction, but could be fiction, in a research paper of some kind or for a book that you're writing, you can export the citation information here. the plus sign gives us more actions, and you can add a tag. So maybe you've read this book before, and well, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll click into the record for Shadow Divers. Okay, and again in the item record it gives us more information. Okay, and you'll notice here these subjects. These are tags for this item. And so if you've read it, and so maybe there's something in here that you think people would find interesting in the book, or that relates to a topic that people have interest in that's not listed here, you can add a tag when you're signed in right here. If I click here, it'll jump to the top of the page. Movie and TV series records tend to be a lot longer because they'll also list information about the actors and so forth. But if I click that, it jumps me back to the top. And I can go back to my search results right here. Or I can click on the next result and it'll take me to the next item that was in my search list. So let's go ahead and go back to our results. And let's try a new search using the advanced search option. So here I have right now currently listed as a keyword mysteries. I can add other keywords. I could add a particular title, a subject, or author. And I can restrict things a little bit more down here, just as I could with that refine bar once I'd already showed my search results. But we can restrict it ahead of time with this advanced search. So let's say I'm only looking for books, and that I only want them, again, here in New Ulm. And let's say, since I'm looking for a nonfiction title, that I want it published within the last 5 years. And we've got our keyword mysteries, and let's go ahead and put in subject crime. And we can search. Okay, so we've got 2 books here available, one from 2017, one from 2019. Now you notice it lists the first library at which this is available, but we did restrict it to New Ulm. So when I click on this, location, you'll see right here, New Ulm, adult nonfiction, the call number, so where you could find it in the nonfiction section of the library, and the New Ulm copy is currently checked out. So we could request a copy from another library, or let's take a look at the other item. And all of these are available. Now, if a book is available at multiple libraries, it's important to check in the item record to see if the copy at your local library here in New Ulm is available, because if another library is alphabetically before New Ulm in our system and has it available for them, in the search results, it will still show up as available. See here, it said available when it was checked out at our library. Now, after you complete a search, you'll notice that there are other tags here that you could restrict it to that may be related to the search that you performed. Now, with only 2 options, we can limit it to just one or the other. Places mentioned in the books. Additional suggestions that are similar to other subjects or topics covered in these 2 search results would be listed here. We can now go back to advanced search from here. Again, log into our account, and you'll notice now it's added recent searches that we've made, the mystery search and then the advanced search there, and the items that we've most recently viewed. So let's go back to our advanced search page, and if I click here, I can get rid of that. I can wipe that if I like. If I click here, it'll take me to the library systems homepage. But since we had it open in the other tab, we can click here and it'll take us right back to the catalog. But again, notice it's still got those recent searches and those recently viewed. So that's how to navigate your way around the library catalog on a desktop PC. If you have any questions or need help with anything, feel free to contact us through our details listed below. Thanks for watching.